If you've never played Dying Light, now would be the best time in the world to get into it. Even if you've never played the first game, Dying Light 2 is such a good game, guys. The developers behind this game has built a game with Dying Light 1 and Dying Light 2 that I think goes very much unnoticed or not talked about as much in the gaming community. Like, we always want games that has support for years. Guys, Dying Light 2 is going to have support and content coming for the next 5 years. That's crazy. So your investment is very, very, very good with this game. You putting hours into this game is very much like you're gonna get a good return on investment with the money and the time that you spend playing this game. Now, this video is spoiler free. I'm not spoiling any of the story. I'm just telling you about the game in itself and why it is a must-buy game of 2022. And guys, there's some crazy good games coming out. You've got Dying Light 2 is already out, Sifu is out, the deluxe edition is out. You can get the other one tomorrow, the main standard edition. You got Horizon Horizon Forbidden West. You've got, guys, there's a plethora of games. Forspoken, like there is a bunch of games coming out within the next 3 months. This month, March, April, May even. And this game is really, really, to me, one of the best games that you could have started the year with. It takes over 100 hours to complete the story. Okay. And they've already said 80 to 100 hours. It takes over 500 hours. If you were to do everything there is to do in the game, every collectible, if you play the game through multiple playthroughs because there's decisions in this game that you can make that actually dictate how the story unfolds, also how the game progresses. And if you let's be real, you're gonna have to do multiple playthroughs in order to do that. Okay. If you do all of that, if you do every single thing that Dying Light 2 has to offer, along with the different playthroughs, of course, with the different decisions, they said it will take you over 500 hours to complete. So completionists out there, man, this is your kind of game. You see what I'm saying? And I also like that because when you play through it multiple times, you're gonna get a different experience, So that's always good. But the fact of the matter of how large this game is, how big this game is, how fun this game is, and on top of that, they're going to be putting content out for it for the next 5 years, guys. And I mean, even with Dying Light 1, they were putting content out for a very long time. Dying Light 1, I went back because I bought the edition that gives you everything. And to be honest with you guys, I forgot that they were still putting stuff out for it. There's so much in that game that I hadn't even played. And to think that this game is going to be the same way where they're just putting out loads of content for it, I am so excited about that. Now, I know a lot of people are kind of tired of the zombies and, that's kind of a cliche thing. It's played out at this point. But in Dying Light 2, they do a really, really good job of kind of taking that away. Like, you do deal with zombies, but let's be honest, during the day, they're not a problem. It's at night, which we know from Dying Light 1, at night, things get real. But they've added another layer into the game where you yourself are infected, and if you stay in the dark too long, even during the day, there's dark spots. Like if you go inside of a house and it's dark, you have a timer, and when that timer runs down, you die. Now there's ways to extend that timer and stuff like that, UV lights, going outside during the daylight. But at nighttime, you know what I'm saying? Not only do you have to deal with zombies, but you also have to deal with your own self, trying to keep yourself alive. Not just your health, but like I said, you could change too. Now, you don't change and get to do stuff. When you change, you die. The infection takes over, it kills you. So there's added layers of urgency Dying Light 1 did a good job of making it to where when you go outside at night, it's scary. Dying Light 2 takes that up several notches because they even add certain activities that can only be done at night. And there's so much, like, you want to go out at night. Not, Dying Light 1, I found myself wanting to go out at night just for the challenge. Like, oh, it's going to be challenging, scary. Dying Light 2, going out at night, like, I look forward to it. You know what I'm saying? During the day, yeah, you get stuff done, but it's nighttime when stuff gets real. And some of the most rewarding things in the game come from you playing at night. You know what I'm saying? The exploration is good. The parkour takes some getting used to. But it is a pretty, it's in depth. The parkour system is more in depth than Dying Light 1 was. And the combat is to me a little bit different. Like, for example, I'll give you this. You can't repair your weapons like you can in Dying Light 1. And at first I was kind of bummed about it, but the game gives you so many different varieties of weapons and rarities. Like, it's fine. You know what I'm saying? You're gonna come across those same weapons again. And I really like that because it actually forces you to use different weapons, you know, because hey, you find that good weapon and all you got to do is repair it, you'd be pretty prone to stick to that weapon if you could just repair it and upgrade it and stuff like that. But the game doesn't do that in Dying Light 2, and so you're kind of forced to, you know, once the weapon's gone, it's gone. And I like that, like I said, but at the same time, I kind of don't, because let's be real, if you have a weapon, you should be able to repair it. But they do a good job of giving you more weapons to use and things like that, so it's all good. The story is good. It's a good story. I'm enjoying it. The characters are interesting. The voice actors is good. Like, you know, you get caught up in the story. And that to me makes a good game, when the emotions raise, especially when you get to make decisions. And I could be biased in this regard, but I love being able to make decisions in a game that changes how that game plays out. I'll never forget the first time I got into that particular genre of game, which is my top tier, okay, was a game called Alpha Protocol. And in Alpha Protocol, you make decisions, and based on that decision, you know, the game can go one way or another. You know, I think Dragon Age Inquisition has some things in it where you can make a decision that can alter the story and things like that. I love games that allow that, because it gives you as the player more control. You know what I'm saying? It's not just a simpler linear story. There's decisions to be made, and the game responds based off of those decisions. You can there's different factions in the game, of course, and when you do things, you give control to some of those factions, and that can completely change how even the world inside of the game looks. And it's a really cool system, and I'm not going to spoil that for you guys. I'm going to wait a while before we talk about that, because I want to give people who haven't played it a chance to play it and experience it. Guys, I played this game for over 2 hours, because, you know, you're going to explore, you're going to do some subquests and things like that. I'm thinking that, okay, the game is rolling. No, man. This game really doesn't start going until you're about 2 hours in. And that surprised me so much, because I'm like, dude, that's dope. You know, I've been playing, I'm thinking, okay, this is the gist of the game, and then boom, you find out that that's basically like an introduction. Like, dude, those are the kind of games that I love, man. Those are the kind of games that last. And if you have never played Dying Light or Dying Light 2, now is the time to play it. And you don't have to have played Dying Light 1 in order to understand Dying Light 2. Yes, the story continues, but it's a little bit different. You know what I'm saying? It talks enough about what's going on that if you didn't play part 1, you're not going to miss out. I mean, you catch on pretty quick that there's an infection, virus, people are infected. You know what I'm saying? Zombies are out and things like that. It's pretty self-explanatory for the most part. But I still, like, guys, if you want to, like, you one of those people that want to play the prequel, play part 1 first. There is loads of content in that. Part 2 is going to be loads of content. The base game is full of content. So it's really cool. Now, as far as, you know, if I was to give it a rating right now, it would definitely be I would give it an 8.5 right now. Is it a perfect 10? No. Is it a 9? Not right now. Not right now, because there are some things in the game that I wish were different. Like the weapons, I kind of do really wish you could repair the weapons and stuff like that. The parkour system, while it is really cool, it feels video gamey. Let's be honest. Like it feels video gamey, and also, you know, it's kind of difficult to level up. But at the same time, you know, when you're playing a game that lasts for hundreds of hours, you don't want to be like max level, you know, when you're only 20 hours into the game. So I get that. But, you know, for right now, 8.5, and I think that's a really good score for this game. So let me know what y'all think. If you played it, how are you enjoying it? You can also play it online, guys. You can play with other people as well. You can do that in Dying Light 1, 2, but, you know, it is what it is. Let me know what y'all think down in the comment section down below. Man, I hope y'all have the best day that y'all can. Till next time, thanks for watching. Peace.